We're learning more about an elaborate ruse to get President Trump safely out of Turkey following last month's NATO summit. According to a U.S. official, the president secretly switched from Air Force One, the one we all know, the blue and white one, to a military aircraft due to a threat from Iran. After boarding the presidential jet, Trump was whisked to this other plane with the help of a catering truck, which you can see right here. We've got it zeroed in on the video there. He was then able to switch back to Air Force One when the planes stopped in England. CBS News White House reporter Aaron Navarro joins me now. So, Aaron, help us understand this. The president, for something like this to have occurred, the threat from Iran or whoever the adversary was must have been extraordinary. The president walked up the steps to Air Force One like he does all the time, and we see him and he waves to the crowd. The press and other administration officials are gathered on that Air Force One plane. The president is then, if I understand it correctly, is whisked out from another door into this catering truck. Air Force One takes off with members of the press and those other administration officials. So on one hand, the questions are, what kind of threat were we looking at from Iran? And what is the White House saying about the use of using Air Force One with everybody, including administration officials, as a decoy? If the threat were that severe, those people's lives were in danger as well.
Vlad, certainly. I mean, the decoy plane, according to U.S. officials, could have been hit with a missile from Iran and allied proxy groups. That's what U.S. officials told CBS News about the threat when we reported that out in late July. In terms of, the decoy plane, you also did not see President Trump get off that plane and get on the Air Force One, in part because there were no pool transmission cameras at that refueling stop in the United Kingdom. The White House, when asked about it in a statement from the communications director, Stephen Chung, deflected and said, quote, "As the president has said recently, there are many enemies of America who have their sights on him, and we use every tool at our disposal to address those threats." The Air Force also gave a statement that said that the new presidential plane gifted by Qatar is, quote, "safe, secure, and equipped with the most advanced technologies necessary." But this is certainly a stunning move. There is maybe one other exact precedent in March of 2000 when President Bill Clinton visited Islamabad in Pakistan. But you saw him get off that decoy plane on the same day. In this case, we're learning about this ruse 38 days after it happened.
Well, Aaron, also as a journalist that covers the White House, I'm sure it makes you think twice about getting on that plane again. I also want to ask you about President Trump. We're hearing that he's demanding compensation from Iran. Can you break that down?
It's clear that things remain at the standoff between the U.S. and Iran. The president's demand for compensation for Iran and their strikes at a USS space in the year 2000, as well as their attacks during this war, not only on the U.S., but as well as neighbors in the region, comes in response to Iran saying that they will only reopen the strait should 6 demands be met. One of those being compensation, another one being the unfreezing of assets, and another one requesting the White House stop their language of threats and insults. But President Trump has said that compensation for the U.S. should be included in any talk, whether direct or indirect, in negotiations with Iran going forward. Take a listen to what he told reporters in the Oval Office yesterday.
We're going to ask for money for the damage they've done over a 50-year period. Whether you go SS Cole or whether you go all of the people that were so badly hurt, so badly wounded or killed, many thousands of people, and maybe damages for the 52,000 protesters over the last 4 months that were killed in Iran.
Well, at this moment, both countries in their public statements indicate that they are not really any closer to a deal. I'll note Pakistan's defense minister told Bloomberg News this morning that, quote, "things are shaping up again in favor of a peace arrangement or a deal." We will see if that actually happens.
Yeah, we certainly will. All right, Aaron Navarro reporting from the White House. Thank you.